Welcome to consciousmatter.org. That's right, consciousmatter.org. This isn't bubblegum. I've got a very special being of the universe as our special guest tonight, going by the name of Black God.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, son of Anubis. Did you say your name, son of Anubis?
Not yet.
Oh,
Thank you for introducing me.
I'm sorry for jumping the gun and getting into that. I should have came out of your mouth first, but my name is Black God. I'm repping ATC, around the chakra to the death of me, although death is an illusion.
I love it. That was half freestyle, half frenetic knowledge. I don't know how you do it, but you do it every time. I'm going to turn our levels up just a little bit, and I want you to tell me a little bit about ATC, the birth of it, the death, and the rebirth.
Yeah, thank you for asking. As you know, you were part of it initially. 2 years ago, it came from the ether, essentially. I was going through a lot of spiritual transformation. Just for the record, or just to set the precedent as to what vantage point I come from more of an experiential than a left brain intelligence. I could have made that word up. Okay. But I haven't read a book in a long time. I do watch like videos and lectures and stuff, but when I do watch them, I come from more of I'm meditating and discerning whether that resonates with me or not. But anyway, let me go back to the birth of ATC. I was going through a lot of... I would like to think my Kundalini was rising. We can get into Kundalini a little bit later. I went to the hospital. I thought it was panic attacks. I was short-circuiting. But I think it was due to Kundalini and rising and DNA activation. And I was learning as I was going. The universe was giving me hints through sending me people to give me information. And then certain things were just resonating with me through the universe and through meditation. I got deep into meditation. I never meditated in my life. I started to...
Let me ask just real quick, because there's so many different types of meditation. What type of meditation did you jump into, and did anyone guide you, or was it more instinct?
100% instinct. I have zero ideas as to a lot of the... I think Vedic is one... that's pretty much a sign of how much I know about meditation. But I just started doing it mainly because out of feeling, like going back to I'm more of a feeler. I'm a Pisces. If y'all believe in astrology, I do, but I don't know a lot about it. But I feel my way through life, so I was feeling a certain way, so I started meditating without even knowing why I was meditating. And my meditation was just focusing on my breath. And my breath, and I was starting to become very light. I think we can get back into the DNA activation and how somebody becomes...
I'm just letting you know that you have to keep the microphone right next to your mouth. Every time you go away, we don't hear you at all. So you got to keep the microphone right there. Keep the head movements a little bit within the wheelhouse of the microphone.
I will go against that, but I will try not to. I forget what I was saying, but yeah, to answer your question, I was just getting into some meditation. My stomach was expanding more. I was feeling a lot lighter, and
able to take in more breath, more.
Yeah, more breath. I could almost inhale for 10 seconds. It feels like it was like I was growing gills. Like I felt like a fish, and I could hold it for longer periods of time. Then I exhale slow, and then and then some weird experiences that happened after that. But to answer your initial question, I don't have a particular school of meditation that I follow. I just go with the flow, which is more my personality anyway. I don't intellectually learn a lot of things.
It sounds to me like it's an organic meditation.
Yes, you said it better than I did.
And let me ask you this. Tell me about brothers and sisters in ATC.
Brothers and sisters, son of Anubis, yourself, you have your whole conscious matter going on, but you are...
I bleed ATC.
Yeah, that's what I love about you. And you keep a fresh haircut, which is another thing I also love about you. We have 1,000 lotus petals.
Shouts and love to 1,000 lotus petals. Always with us in spirit.
It's a good man. We have RNA. Prince RNA. He's a fantastic artist. He just finished his most recent masterpiece maybe like a week ago. We also have IAR. I'm Hotep Amin-Ra.
These are all people I love. Now, I haven't met Prince RNA yet, but through the email correspondence and seeing his unbelievable artwork, I mean, this guy...
He's amazing.
He's got the cosmic flow going right through his hands.
He's a throwback. His hero, as far as an artist, is Rembrandt. And I want to say Rembrandt was late 1800s. That could be the fakest knowledge of all time. Mm-hmm. But feel free to Google me and disprove that. But he's a throwback is pretty much what I'm saying. And he's the real thing. He locks himself in an apartment. He's currently in Houston right now. Mm-hmm. He doesn't do anything. No social interaction. Mm-hmm. He just paints on an easel.
So basically, he's a mad scientist.
Yeah, he's a mad scientist.
Okay, we got it.
And a fantastic man. Yeah. And an ascended master.
Any females in the group?
Athena, goddess of wisdom.
The goddess of wisdom. I have yet to meet her. However,
I have yet to meet her. She's not even a real person.
Wow. So she's right now just ether.
Yeah, and she just sends emails, and you don't. I hope to meet her within the next couple weeks because she says she's going to eat some burgers to slow down her vibration and get back to the third dimension.
Nice. Okay. All right. So let's just do this final plug for ATC. How can people who are listening to the podcast become a part of ATC or at least be in the knowledge of it? Let's say they're too busy. They're business people. They work 9 to 5 and then they have 5 kids to feed. So they can't really get involved, but they want to read. They want to experience what's going on. How do they find ATC?
Right now, ATC, a.k.a. Around the Chakra, has a Tumblr that we have started, but we took a leave of absence, or actually I did. I went on a spiritual retreat.
It was pretty much a sabbatical.
Yeah. Sabbatical. And I'm back. I'm back in the third dimension, almost. I'm an interdimensional kind of guy, but for now, in this particular moment that we're talking about, I'm back. And you can find us on Tumblr. You can email us at aroundthechakra@gmail.com. So that's around, AROUND, the THE, chakra, CHAKRA, @gmail.com for more information. And we have a YouTube channel. We're going to get some videos going. Hopefully, Son of Anubis will help us out from that perspective as well. We're going to do artistic videos. We're going to do some knowledge-based videos, some testimonial videos, get the whole crew involved. So yeah, it's 5D art is what we're spreading to the world.
5D art, folks. You heard it here. ATC is about art, and it's about cosmic knowledge and truth, basically, truth seekers. I remember you said that a long time ago. It's for people who are tired of the system, who no longer believe in the system of organized religion, politics, and government. If you're looking for a way to experience life through lenses of a natural being, then ATC is definitely a place and a venue for you to explore that.
100%.
Okay, so let's get into some topics. And I welcome you to bust a freestyle at any moment you feel inspired to. We can stop what we're doing and just kick freestyles. This is a Conscious Matter podcast. You can catch us at consciousmatter.org. There is a Twitter at Matter Conscious. If you can't spell it, you got problems.
Yep.
And I can't help you solve those, but the Twitter is at Matter Conscious.
At Matter Conscious.
All right, keep that microphone a little bit closer. There you go. Find your happy space. But
It feels like I'm eating this microphone at this particular point, / sucking the penis.
Well, you know what? Everything is a phallic object, and I hope you find peace with it.
I already did.
All right, so first topic, what do you want to talk about?
I wrote down some questions, some horrible questions, but based in truth.
Can we start with the marijuana question?
Yes. I actually didn't write this down on this particular paper, but the marijuana question was, is marijuana a spiritual enhancer, or will it trap you in 3D,
Okay.
third dimensional reality?
Okay.
And maybe you want to explain what third dimensional reality is to your viewers. Maybe they know already.
You know what? This is what we can do. I think everybody has a different perception of what 3D reality is. 3D reality is when your parents tell you they don't know the answer and just listen to them because they're your parents. That is a third dimensional reality. They are not taking into account the universe. They are not taking into account anyone else's ideas, and they haven't researched. So this is a blanket statement. If your parents just told you to shut up and listen, or read that Bible, or that Quran, or that Torah, or whatever, and the answers are in there, they're really not. And the 3D reality is you just want someone to stop nagging you, so you tell them to shut up because you have more power than them. This is a third dimensional reality. In a 5-dimensional reality, there's limitless responses. Maybe responses isn't the right word, but there are limitless possibilities to any question because there is no real answer, because we can create new answers at any time. At one point, people thought the earth was flat. And if you questioned it, they told you to shut up or they would kill you. So now we find out that the earth is round. Well, in the future, we're going to find out different things about the earth, and it's going to discount all of the 3D book-related reality stuff that's in the books right now. It's going to discount it completely, and you'll let people in 200 years will laugh at our civilization right now, at what we believed. They will laugh because right now we're in a very closed box. We are inside the box, and if you're inside a box, that is a 3-dimensional box. When you're outside of the box, you're in a 5-dimensional plane. You're in a vortex. It can go backward and forward, and side to side, and diagonally. Versus,
no longer linear.
Yeah, exactly. No longer linear. So linear thinking is for nuns. It's for altar boys. It's for
priests.
You know, anyone in a religious domination where, or non-religious political system. Even, let's say, army. As a private, you can't talk to your lieutenant any way you want. There's a system you have to follow. That is a 3-dimensional reality. Although sometimes, and most times, I would say the private knows more than a lieutenant. So, moving to the question itself, let's propose this question again. Is marijuana
a gateway to spiritual, increasing your vibration or spiritual enlightenment, or is it, marijuana, a detriment to spiritual enhancement / enlightenment, and does it trap you in third dimensional reality?
Okay. In a 5D world, we can say this. It is both a detriment as well as an accelerator. It is as helpful as it is detrimental. Your position on it and your habits with marijuana determine whether it is harmful or helpful. What is marijuana in its basic form? It is a plant. And what is a plant? It is something that feeds off of sunlight. When you are trapping sunlight and ingesting it, whether you eat it or smoke it, you're still taking in sunlight. You're taking in sunlight with different particles, which means you're going to have a different experience than eating broccoli or trying to smoke broccoli, because the configuration is different. Because the marijuana uses sunlight differently than broccoli does. So what you can do is take in sunlight in a vastly different way than sitting outside in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
When you're taking it through the plant, you're also experiencing the plant versus just the pure sunlight. Now, there's something about the plant that gets you high. It raises your vibration.
Yeah.
Now, what happens in a couch potato? Is that a couch potato?
A couch potato, or I mean, like a
pothead.
Like a weed head who smokes every day, scratches his balls, and throws darts at his mom.
What happens is when you vibrate, you can actually numb yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you vibrate too high of a frequency too often, you can become numb. So you're a pothead who constantly smoking, who's not getting high anymore, but needs to constantly smoke because you think you're going to get high. But it's not. Your body's become numb to it because you're sitting at that vibration, that higher vibration, too long.
Yeah.
It's not what it's made for. It's made for recreational use. It is not, and medicinal. And, I don't know much about physical pain that people take the marijuana for, like people with arthritis and things like that. I'm very blessed not to have to deal with those problems, but let me just say I have my own problems that I deal with, and marijuana is very helpful. So, to answer your question, in a 5-dimensional realm, it can hurt you. It can hurt or help. It just depends on your methods, your practices, your behaviors with it. Are you using the plant, or are you living with the plant? See,
I got you.
You have to live with the plant versus use it constantly like it's water. You just can't leave that water faucet on all day. And that's the same thing with smoking pot all day. It's just not going to
everything in moderation.
Right.
As the, it's a cliche, but sometimes cliches.
Everything in moderation, even moderation. Remember that.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
So sometimes you just got to go all out.
I get a tattoo of that on my forehead. But as far as for me, I really haven't smoked a lot of marijuana in my life. Maybe like 21 times in my life. My first time in Jamaica, I smoked, and I thought my friend got kidnapped and macheted to death.
Oh, my God.
Behind me. Thor Bomer.
Oh, Thor. I know Thor.
Yeah.
That's old school.
I tried to get him to be part of ATC, and he told me to go fuck myself, which was, I think he was high when he said it.
Nice.
But anyway, I've been somewhat in control, quote unquote, as it pertains to marijuana. I smoked with you, son of Anubis. You have fantastic stuff. And
thank you, California.
Yeah. CA. The Bay. Verbal AK spray. NAS. In the game. EAS. I'm back and I'm blessed. Let's be honest. Your flow is Amish. Meaning it's primitive. Meaning it's limited. Meaning you can't fuck with the king. The God, Golly G. I'm in the house. Ollie G. I'm back.
Boom.
No more. That's it.
Very nice. All right. That's something for the listeners out there. See, not only do you get knowledge and point of view and perspective, but you also get entertainment, you get art, and you get organic moments in life that just don't happen when you're at that party and everybody's talking about Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Everyone is talking about the same thing, trying to be popular, and it's a popularity game. It never stopped. And I remember distinctly when the popularity game started. It started right around 4th grade.
It was 3rd for me. When I got into public school, out of private school, from kindergarten to 2nd grade was private school. Then I hit public school, and I really don't know what I'm saying.
That's all right.
That's fine.
Let's move on to the next topic. Let's throw something out there. Maybe and I wish we had callers. That way we could start taking messages or Twitter.
I'll be a fake caller in 3.5 minutes. But as of now, what I have to offer as far as a question is vibration. Best ways to increase one's vibration is the question that I'm posing.
Okay. Vibration is a frequency. We have to remember that. Every object on this earth has frequency, which means it's vibrating. Mm-hmm. Every wine bottle has frequency. Mm-hmm. It's vibrating. If you take a wine bottle from where it's sitting, position A, you grab it and you move it 1 centimeter over to position B, it has a different frequency.
Oh, really?
That means it's a completely different object. It is not the same object. Two objects, the same object should have the same frequency everywhere. Am I right? I mean, theoretically.
Say that again? I'm sorry.
Every object should have the same frequency no matter where you move it. If it's a balloon, it's supposed to have the same frequency if it's in this room or that room. It's the same thing. However, it does not. Every time you move an object, it gains a different frequency. Do we know why? Does anyone have a guess? I'll take any guess you have of why it changes frequency.
This is Eleanor. I just chimed in. I got on the call. I work for AT&T, but I switched the lines up. I apologize.
Hi, Eleanor. How you doing today?
Eleanor is my name. Pardon my French. SOA, a.k.a. Son of Anubis. I don't know what you're talking about because I tried to click in to the Joe Rogan experience and I ended up on this situation. What separates you from the Joe Rogan experience? Peace, I'm out of here, Eleanor.
Thanks, Eleanor. I didn't know what city she was calling from, so we can't really say.
I'm back because I have so much control over the phone lines there. Anyway, I'm from...
You were eavesdropping even though you were gone.
Oh!
You're busted.
Hi. That was me.
That's all right. Back to Son of Anubis and BG. Black God for people who don't listen to the show. Let's get back to it. Frequency. If you take a wine bottle and just move it 1 centimeter over, it has a different frequency. That means you teleported.
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
Right, and you have different cosmic flowing through the object, the new object. Okay. See, time and space is an illusion. Mm-hmm. Now, people listening probably just turned off their computer right now. They can't take it anymore. It's just too much fifth-dimensional information. However, time and space is an illusion. Your clock is a fake little computer that tells you what time it is, but there is no clock in nature. The only clock in nature is sunrise and sunset. Now, we don't need a clock for that. We can see sunrise and sunset, which means there's no real thing as time. That's just an illusion. It's an illusion to keep you trapped in a box.
We're trapped by the Gregorian calendar.
Fuck that Gregorian calendar.
Fuck that Gregorian calendar. I have a cousin named Greg. No offense to him, but the actual Gregorian calendar, fuck that calendar. Actually, I learned about that Gregorian calendar from listening to the 13th Sun. Did you hear about it before that?
The Gregorian calendar, I've heard of it. I just haven't researched it much. I actually, this is the truth. I don't research things that are fake.
Yeah.
I don't research things that are created by man. I only research nature.
Yeah.
I'm only interested by nature.
That's a great comment.
What I see in nature is true universally. See, I can go to Italy where I don't speak the language, yet be able to communicate because I understand nature. See, you take some idiot who doesn't understand nature and only understands Gregorian calendars and systematic watches and basically man-made science.
Yeah.
He's not going to do well in another country. He won't thrive. He won't make real friends, lasting friends. Mm-hmm. And that's usually the case here as well. Like, they probably have fake friends here. They join societies so that they can have friends and colleagues. But, you know, that kid from 5th grade that you used to be best friends with before you chose a path of bullshit, and they didn't, you're not real friends with them anymore. And that's what happens as you grow older and become an adult. You have fake friends. You have colleagues. You have fakey manias.
Fakey mania is FM squared.
Woo! And
the first FM is flea market, and then the FM squared is fakey mania.
You gotta love the flea market, especially with AOC, A-Leaf Organized Crime.
I'm not too much of a tangent, but I do agree as far as the fake friends. I've been lucky enough to have real friends throughout life. I think I've been spoiled with friends, so it's hard for me to make new friends. I guess the older I get, but I get what you're saying when you say the fake friends, because you have to talk about certain things. I was talking about this with actually 1,000 Lotus Petals the other day.
1,000 Lotus Petals, we love you.
Shout it out there, boys.
A great cameraman.
Great DP,
great
photographer, and
all around fantastic womanizer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We don't. We mean womanizer in the best way. I mean, the guy's full of love.
Yeah. He wants to get into tantric sex. That's enough about him. But we were talking about how there's only a certain amount of TV shows that are available to even talk about in, like, on mainstream TV. Like, everyone watches Modern Family or The New Girl or whatever. I really don't watch TV, but whatever's... There's only, like, 13 shows.
And how many of those are watchable? How many of those? One or two?
I don't know. I really don't like... I'm probably like one out of those. But my point is that everyone in the world essentially talks about those same shows. There's only so many options to talk about.
I gotta say this.
And then when you talk about it, you think you're something special. And it's amazing how it taps into your emotions. And you think you're the only one watching it. And you're the only one experiencing that. And then you talk about it to the other person who thinks the same thing. And then everyone's in like a matrix of only being served
I want
a certain amount of options of TV. And that's just a microcosm of everything else.
Allow me to jump in real quick. When you say think about it, the problem is people don't actually think about it. They actually just repeat about it. You understand? There's no critical thinking involved in watching a television show. Now, I love television as far as a creative performance, art, livelihood, and challenge. However, what I'm not a fan of is 15 people standing around at a party talking about how that character got killed or, now...
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, now you're just a repeater. And Game of Thrones might be the most boring show on television, if you ask me.
I've never seen it, so...
It's so boring. But people love it because they love to sit there and wait. People have been bred to wait, to just learn to wait. If Game of Thrones was an hour, I could really get into it. I mean, in totality, 1 hour. Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, the whole thing from beginning to end. Give me 1 hour of Game of Thrones and I love it. But give me 15 hours a week of Game of Thrones, I can't take it. It's just too long, too slow, too boring, and nothing means anything because they're using too many words.
Yeah.
Nothing means anything when you want to use words. You got to throw darts. Give me the juice. Give me the meat versus.
Give him the OJ.
OJ Simpson, you're a murderer. That's just a random thought.
Is OJ still alive?
Yeah, he is, and I think he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's in trouble at all times. But I asked that because I haven't watched TV or feels like I'm fresh out of jail, California scheming. Tupac.
As soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing Hoochie screaming.
Yeah. But it feels like I haven't watched TV and I'm like back into the society like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I haven't seen that movie either. But.
I did. It was fantastic. Now, see, basically what we're saying is Game of Thrones is Castaway, an hour a week. All you need is 1.5 hours of Castaway and you get the damn picture. You get the point. You don't need an hour and a half of Castaway every freaking week.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? It's just enough. It's enough. Yeah. Now you're just getting into product placement. I mean, not that there's product placement in
I'm sure there's a lot of subliminal messaging, and we can get into that.
Oh, man.
just in general, as far as commercials and how they are trying to activate the root chakra, the desire, so you stay in this third dimensional
Well, I mean,
reality. And once you just alleviate desire, you can just fly out of here. We can get into macabre if you like.
let's talk about the root chakra. I think you're somewhat of an expert in chakras in general because
I operate from the root chakra a lot, and I'm trying to stop that. As far as the chakra system, it's a East Indian philosophy, more of an esoteric slant on things where your body is a rainbow or we are light beings. I mean, from my perspective, and people smarter than me. So the body is made up of light, starting from your scrotum area where your root chakra or your red chakra is, all the way up to above your head where your crown chakra or your purple chakra is. And in between there is all the colors of the rainbow. And you can activate each sensory point with different colored foods or just different, for example, your heart chakra, you would obviously want to love people more or be more empathetic or more open to certain ideas, and that would open that. But yeah, mainly diet and I believe meditation, even though you don't like meditation. I think meditation can increase the vibration and open the chakras as well. I mean, from my perspective. Mm-hmm. But chakras are interesting.
Let me explain my position on meditation. It isn't that I don't like it. I don't like the promises that people make that come along with it.
Oh, okay.
It's the promises that bother me. People say, oh, if you meditate, you can open your third eye. That is absolutely bullshit. Absolute bullshit. That's just marketing and selling a product so that people will come to your meditation school. I think meditation is what animals do in the wild. They sit there and they relax. You see, animals move, hunt, eat, mate, and relax.
It's a great life.
And you can't have one without the other. So when I look in nature, I say, yes, I've seen a cougar just sitting there doing nothing. That cougar is meditating in my eyes. I do the same thing. I sit there and do nothing.
I can really do nothing. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'll let you get back to your amazing point. I could do nothing for the rest of my life. And that's one of my goals, is to... actually, when doing nothing, I feel most alive. I guess it depends. I don't know. I guess I don't like too many thoughts in my mind, and I don't like worrying about what's coming up next, like going to work tomorrow or anything like that. But okay, I just like to talk about myself every once in a while.
Right. Well, that's okay, and that's encouraged. It's a podcast. We're here to experience, grow, and mature, as well as pass and accept knowledge between each other, and hopefully in the future with thousands of listeners. But do animals meditate? Yes, they do. Now, do they think that they're going to open their third eye? No, they don't. Do animals think that they're going to learn how to levitate by meditating? No, they don't. All they want to do is not hunt. All they want to do is not mate. All they want to do is not run. All they want to do is sit down and experience nature and let the cosmic flow go through their body, because animals understand cosmic flow.
Yeah. That's fantastically put. You're pretty much saying the human is too smart for their own good, and their mind, they're too caught up in I'm trying to get something, and they use that same vantage point and they put it on meditation. Like, I have to get something out of this particular meditation, right. And that defeats the whole purpose of meditation in the first place.
You nailed it, man. Yeah. And you can't go into meditation expecting anything, because then you are tricking the experience itself. I know people who tell me that they can astral project. Mm-hmm. I say bullshit. Because when I say, tell me what it's like, they start bullshitting. They don't know what it's like. But it's so cool to say that they can astral project. It just sounds awesome, man, when you're at that party and everyone's talking about Game of Thrones, and then you go, oh, I've been astral projecting for the past 2 years. Oh, really? What is that like? And they have nothing to say about it except, oh man, it's really freaky, and it's kind of like you're asleep, and then you wake up in your sleep, but you're still. Stop it! You're full of shit. That's enough.
Well, girls love when you say that you can astral project.
Oh yeah,
so
because
I understand that.
They're either going to listen to a guy who can astral project, or they're going to listen to a guy talk about fighting.
Yeah.
Which conversation are you going to pick if you're a female?
Yeah, I would pick the astral projection.
All right. Any object of the mind is an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I've tweeted this before at Matter Conscious. Any object of the mind is an illusion. And when I mean object, I mean endpoint, I mean property, an idea. Mm-hmm. It's an illusion. I can give you an idea right now.
Yeah.
And I can change your life. You can become a bodybuilder, and it was the illusion of the idea that I gave you of what you can get if you become a bodybuilder, mm-hmm. and in competitions. And you can change your whole life based on an illusion of an idea that I gave you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what majority of kids / people, I mean, when you grow up in a family, you're given an illusion as to what life is from family, from the TV, from politicians, from pretty much every human being outside of yourself. And then you listen to it and you be a quote-unquote good boy and a good civilian, and you just go along with it.
Hey, like the Mormons say, be sweet.
Yeah.
That's their motto, be sweet. That's to women.
Oh, really?
That means shut up and do what you're told.
Yeah.
And you got to breathe that into them when they're 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, all the way till they're 24 years old.
Yeah, and then they start feeling shame for thinking for themselves. It's like reverse, like the Matrix, everything's backwards. Like, they put that on. Can
we please talk about the Matrix? And I find you as one of the world's leading experts on the Matrix.
Oh man, that's a lot of pressure.
No, it's not.
I really have nothing smart to say about the Matrix. When I think about the Matrix, I just think about life, or just the third dimensional reality, walking through it, and how everything is physical. There's a table right in front of my face. It seems physical, but it's really an illusion, and it's just matter, and it's not.
Do you know that matter is 99% space?
I didn't know that. I think I've heard it, but you're famous for saying things that make sense.
Yeah, matter is 99% space, hollow. 99% hollow. A 2x4 piece of wood that can knock you out and maybe destroy your brain. I just got a Tinder alert.
Oh, wow. Get into that,
That's
man.
what I do, man. Matter is 99% hollow. So, I'm not a physicist. I study nature. I think there are trees in nature, but what's inside of a tree? A million things. Am I wrong? There's a lot of things inside of a tree. You cut a tree open, you can find life. You can find organisms, microorganisms. I mean, there's all kinds of things living inside of a tree. Mm-hmm. It's a house.
There's also the Fibonacci sequence. If you cut if you chop a tree down and you look at what is it called? The
rings.
Yeah, the rings, which is Fibonacci. Right. Fibonacci spiral is what I meant to say.
Well, Fibonacci spirals are everywhere in nature.
Yeah.
Succulents, plants, those are Fibonacci spirally plants.
Pine cones.
Yeah. And why do you think they grow?
And we were talking about spirals again, so we can tie that. I mean, before off air, we were talking about spirals and how everything, DNA, everything moves into spirals. And I didn't even think about the Fibonacci spiral when we were talking about that, but go ahead.
Right. Well, it's possible to understand what the cosmic flow looks like. Look at a plant. That's the cosmic flow. It's moving in a spiral. Look at your hair. It's moving in a spiral. Mm-hmm. Look at your skin. It's not straight lines. It's in a spiral.
Yeah.
Everything, like your fingerprint is what I mean.
Yeah.
Everything is a spiral. The whole universe is comprised of spirals. The Earth is moving in a spiral. Nothing is in a stupid static orbit like they tell you in science class. That's why I just never really paid attention or cared in school. I mean, I always passed with C+ to B- without cracking a book. All I did was go on instinct and what I could remember from sitting in class. I didn't skip class. I went to classes.
That's great.
Except for senior skip day when I had to be real. But everything is moving in a spiral. The whole entire universe and the cosmic flow and energy in the air is moving in a spiral.
Yep.
It's not moving in straight lines.
Yep.
That's why a hook is, when I'm talking about boxing, a hook is much more powerful than a jab.
Mm-hmm.
See, the jab is moving in a straight line.
Oh.
When you come with a hook, you're using the cosmic flow that's around you.
Oh, nice.
Comprised with your muscle strength, and you're walloping somebody with a right hook versus a jab that can stun them if they get hit in the nose in the right pressure point area.
Yeah.
They can get stunned, but if you hit somebody with a right hook, you can change their life.
That's true. That's a great example.
Let's hit another topic. What do you have on that paper?
Let me look at this paper with my ojos. That's eyes in Spanish. I have Atlantis as an option. There's Lemuria.
We can talk about Atlantis. We can talk about Atlantis.
Atlantis. Did Atlantis exist?
Did it? I believe it did, because I don't think you can make anything up as extravagant as Atlantis. See, humans can lie, but they lie about where they were, where their position was in time. But you can't lie about a city. You can't lie about a city. A city existed. It existed, and I'm going on pure faith and the pyramid that was just found underwater in the Atlantic Ocean. For many of you who don't know, there was a pyramid discovered in the Atlantic Ocean. In the Atlantic Ocean, there was a pyramid discovered 2 weeks ago.
Fucking amazing.
So, I know you're watching the 5 o'clock news. You're worried about what barbershop got robbed. That stuff just isn't important to me. Why? Because a pyramid is laying in the sea.
That is crazy. I remember you said that to me, and I was like, it feels like was there another one found like a year ago? I remember.
Well, that was in Japan, off the coast of Japan somewhere. It was an underwater, now not so much a pyramid, but it looked like a city with roadways, steps, carvings of animals.
Yeah.
And they tried to write it off as a natural occurrence of the water flow. Steps, pathways, cities.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, guys. Let's get serious. But what do people want to do? They want to believe that. Because anything that goes against their traditional belief must be discounted as heresy.
Yeah.
So, Atlantis, did it exist? Before the pyramid was discovered 2 weeks ago by some people, I believed it existed. And because it's too fantastical for it not to exist. See, the most fantastical stories come from truth.
Yeah.
So you can bend the truth, but you can't create the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But you can lie about where you were in a position in time. When your wife asks you, where were you last night?
Yeah.
You can lie about that. It's a position in time. But can you lie about a city as spectacular as Atlantis that was comprised of 9 cities? You know, Atlantis, let's say it was a state. It had 9 vortexes in it, 9 cities, and that's where you get the Kabbalion tree of life.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
See, everything is interrelated. And in order for you to understand the universe, you have to understand every little bit of the universe first.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't take it in one chunk. It's a puzzle. You can't build a puzzle in one movement. You first have to build the right corner, and then the right upper corner, the center, the right lower corner, and move,
of course,
towards a finishing point. But you can't just in one movement create the puzzle. The universe is tricky. The universe is a puzzle itself. And do you ever wonder why you were born in the 1980s, late 70s, early 80s? Do you wonder why you were born in that time frame versus 400 years ago? Do you ever wonder that?
I do not. But I like to think I am what would that maybe, an indigo child? Or we can get an indigo, rainbow, crystal children.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, no. I have no idea. I want to say this is my first time here.
Well,
What do you think about it?
I don't think we've ever had. I think past life regression is a money making institute.
Oh, really?
I totally believe in that because there's no way. There's no way anybody knows anything.
So you don't believe in reincarnation?
I didn't say that. I do know this. You can never. Let's say I'm wrong, and I'm okay with being wrong. However, no one can be put in a trance by some idiot therapist, or not even a therapist, a holistic person.
Yeah.
See, I crush people from priests and nuns to holistic people. I crush them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it. You can't put someone in a trance and then say, "Tell me what you were. I was a female. Okay, how old were you? I died at age 55 and I had 4 Shut the fuck up. This is a product of the mind. And any product of the mind is an illusion. See, you don't tell me some lion came back as a lion.
Mm-hmm.
They die and move on. Their cosmic consciousness moves them on to another plane. See, what we're not taught in school is that there are several planes. There are several planes. We are on one plane. Animals are on another plane. They have what I mean by plane is this. There's something called the consciousness grid. It's one of the hardest words for me to say, consciousness. There's a consciousness grid, and all humans have the same grid. See, that's where your DNA antenna.
Yeah.
You understand that your DNA is antenna. Your antenna doesn't have to stick out of your body. It can be wrapped up and coiled. It still works. However, what is the human? The human is the most efficient animal on the planet. It's the most efficient. So while a cockroach has its antenna sticking out of its head,
Mm-hmm.
we have our antenna tucked inside of our stomachs.
Wow.
Miles of it. I don't even know how long it is, the DNA strands. I don't even know, but it can stretch for distances.
Yeah. So how do you think those... That was amazingly put, but how do you think those DNA strands are activated? Because there's a lot of talk in the metaphysical community about DNA activation,
Okay.
and so forth.
If your DNA wasn't activated, you'd be dead. That's
So you
all.
don't think it can enhance, like...
There's no way of enhancing your DNA. There's no way of enhancing your connection. It's like saying, how can you make the radio signal? How can you enhance a radio signal? You can't. You can move obstructions that impede the radio signal from hitting distances. There's obstructions, like let's say a tall building.
Yeah.
That will impede the radio signal, but the radio signal itself can't be changed. It is what it is. You can move the Empire State Building so it doesn't hit it, and then that your phone call doesn't drop. Just wipe out all the tall buildings, and then the radio will go further and further and further. You understand that by cities building tall buildings and skyscrapers and just obstructions in the air,
Mm-hmm.
it's keeping you it's keeping you blocked from the consciousness grid that you're a part of. And just to wrap up the consciousness grid, it surrounds the Earth. It's an electromagnetic grid, and every human that's born is connected to it. In that connection, you have instinct. That is where all your human instinct comes from. It doesn't come from memory. It comes from instinct. It is in the grid.
Mm.
When a monkey's born, do you think he needs to learn how to become a monkey? There's a consciousness grid for monkeys, and it's connected to it. The monkey itself is connected to it. It learns by watching. It looks at a monkey, its mom, its brothers, and it is a monkey.
Yeah.
It doesn't try to become a leopard. It is a monkey. See, humans try
Consistently a monkey.
always, because it's connected to the grid. It hasn't been tricked. Its history hasn't been removed. See, our human history has been manipulated, changed, destroyed, and fabricated. We didn't come from Adam and Eve. This is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. God didn't take anybody's rib and create a woman to make her feel inferior.
Wait now a second. This is Eleanor. I'm back. I've been on the line. I'm not going to sit here and BS about it. I have nothing else to do. You just said Adam and Eve was not the basis of creation.
That's right, Eleanor.
Can you please expound, a.k.a. elaborate, a.k.a. navigate your way through that particular piece of BS that you just dropped in?
All right. The Bible says, and this goes through many biblical texts. I don't mean to just call out the Bible. All biblical texts, the four major ones, let me just say that. They say that man was created by God, and God took man's rib and created woman. Now, if I heard that and I was a woman, I would feel inferior to men. I would feel lesser than men. And what have men tried to do their entire career? Control and conquer. So how do you control and conquer a race, a species, a woman, the feminine race? How do you control it? Well, you start at the basics. You lie about how they were created. There's no such thing as taking someone's rib and creating another human out of it. This is a story you tell children. Children you want to control. When you want to control someone's mind, you have to put information into the mind that is controllable. You don't tell them you're a free being of the universe. You are a magnetic soul. Whatever attracts you and whatever you are attracted to, go, be free. That's one way to lose a church member. Because as soon as they realize that other person in the hot rod is way more fun than this choir boy, they're gone. But how do you control a business? You feed the employees what you want them to eat. And in the religion aspect, you must instill fear, you must instill inferiority, and you must instill mystery. How can God take a rib and turn it into a human? That's so awesome. I want to learn more. Oh, okay, the real story is... no one knows the real story because it's been hidden, but let's just make one up. Humans have been on Earth since the beginning. You are born male or female, however, your magnetics change every 7 years. When your magnetics change, your sexuality changes. That's why when you're a little boy, most of the time, you see gay little boys. And then when they turn 14, they change into straight little boys. Some never change. Some changed later. Some go both ways. That's because the magnetic polarity of their sexuality is not in their control.
Wow.
How'd you feel about that, Eleanor?
Wowza, yowza, how's the weather outside?
All right, back to BG. Let's hit another topic.
Let's get into third eye. How does one open their third eye?
Third eye is open.
Son of Anubis.
Third eye is open. We are born with an open third eye.
So can it be calcified by third-dimensional distractions such as food and such as watching TV, false light, as some people say?
No. I don't think you can ever calcify the pineal gland third eye. I think they're one and the same. Mm-hmm. Pineal gland, third eye. They're both available. I don't believe pictures that I see of how big a pineal gland used to be and how big it is now. Mm. I don't believe it. Now, it's just because how can you... If you can calcify a gland, you can calcify all glands. Right? If one is susceptible to calcification, then all of them are susceptible to calcification because it is nature. Mm-hmm. You can, if you can't what other glands do we have in our body? Can we name one other gland?
Hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus. Is that a gland or a part of the brain?
Maybe I'm thinking about
thyroid.
Thyroid gland.
Yeah. See, that can't be calcified. No matter what you do, it can't be calcified. You can do things to the gland itself where it won't. I don't know. Some people are born blind.
So how does some people have third eye vision, so to speak, and then others, if you say that everyone has their third eye open at all times.
Right.
What makes some people in tune with that third eye vision and some people not?
Focus.
Or just being aware of it?
Morely, what your focus is. Let's say your focus is out here. Physically speaking, I'm just stretching out my hand.
Yeah.
And we're saying the focus is my eyes are focused on my hand. If my hand is the truth and it's right in front of my face, what if I focus away from the truth and focus up? And I start watching TV shows. And I start gossiping behind people's back. And I start being a hater. And I stop focusing on the truth.
Yeah.
Then that means, in a sense, you calcified your own gland by just not paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying no diet or no outside things can calcify it?
Nothing can calcify the third eye, the pineal gland. Nothing. Mm-hmm. Because it's like saying, what can make the heart stop? Other than electricity, you know what I mean? Other than a physical force, you can't make the heart stop. I can't tell you, stop beating your heart, and you're like, all right, and it stops. You can't do that. You can't do it. Because it's working through the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is what is operating the vessel of the third eye. It is what's operating the vessel of the heart. It's what's operating the vessel of the reproductive system. It's the subconscious mind. You can't make your penis erect unless you start playing with it, right? But I'm saying with your mind, you can't just go erect and bang, you got a boner. That's impossible.
Boner.
Uh-oh. Eleanor, is that you?
No, that was me. I was trying to trick you and come in as Eleanor. I missed Eleanor. I think Eleanor's gone. It's fake. That was me again. But Eleanor is gone mainly because I had security escort her out.
So back to the point. The pineal gland, the third eye, is always on, but you can choose to focus on it, or you can choose to focus on talking on the phone for 2 hours to your best friend. Like, let's say you wake up in the morning and you smash that phone. Hello? Oh my God, let me tell you all about my day. Now you're calcifying your own pineal gland by not paying attention to nature, to the truth, to reality as it is. You're just not paying attention because you can't talk and pay attention at the same time. People who talk a lot usually don't have a lot to say.
That's 100% correct. And from my understanding, you lose energy with talking.
You do lose energy.
Chi.
Oh my God, that's so true. And it brings me to this most powerful point. Every word has vibration. Every word has frequency. So the words you choose to use can keep you in health or deteriorate your health. That's why people that believe in the secret, that
the
brouhaha of
law of attraction.
Yeah, law of attraction to money. Build your vision board. It's got a mansion. It's got a fast sports car on it. It's got a fake calcified blonde on it. You know, your vision board looks real shitty to me. You know? Because all you're interested in is things you see on TV and things you see other people have. My vision board is blank. That's my vision board. Look at it. Right there.
I see it.
Right there. It's blank.
Nice.
That 18 by 24 canvas is blank. I don't want to know what my house looks like. I don't want to know what my girlfriend's wife is going to look like. I don't want to know what my car is going to look like. That's very sick. That's real control issues. And you will, get what you want. And they always say, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. There's truth to that. So, my vision board's blank. My vision board is non-existent. I say, piss on it. I don't want a vision board. I want to live in the moment and know what I know. That's what I am interested in. Now, the secret. Oh, I want a lot of money. I'm just going to write it down on a bunch of pieces of paper, and I'm going to have a lot of money. Money's going to come to me. Money's going to come to me. Look what you're attracting. You're attracting people with money. Guess what those people want? They want to use you. They want to abuse you. They want to buy and sell you, not in a physical form, but in a metaphysical way.
Yeah.
You know, like a guy that goes to a strip club with like $600 to blow. Do you think he's trying to get to know that girl? Do you think he's trying to make a spiritual connection with her, or is he just trying to see how much he can spend to get that blowjob?
Blowjob, BJ. I'm not talking Armstrong.
Oh!
Man, late 90s.
Nice. I mean, these little cutaways that you do just inspire me.
That's all I'm good for. You dropped the knowledge, and I dropped out of college. And that's
Oh! All right. We're at the hour mark. Should we call it, or do you want to press forward with another hour?
I think we could do another hour, but I personally have tired eyes.
Yeah.
Looks like you can go for another 3.5 hours.
Oh,
That's
my
really-
energy never stops.
Yeah, I think I had a burger, and I think it lowered my my vibration.
Mm-hmm. It depends how they made it. If they made it with love, or if they made it with hatred because they hate to be at that restaurant making burgers.
And also, there can be what do you think about having parasites in burgers and those affecting
I think
the body?
I think there are parasites in everything. I think it is your body's natural function to eliminate parasites as much as possible.
Yeah, when it's healthy and
Right.
it won't matter if
Right. When your body's operating, you can eat shit and be okay.
yeah
But when your body's not operating, you can eat something that's good and get sick.
yeah.
So all it is being in tune with mind and body.
And everybody's different, possibly.
Everybody is different completely, and when everybody's different, guess what? Everybody's the same because it's a polar opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And as above, so below.
Yeah.
When everybody's different, everyone's the same. That's because we're all different. So we all.
I mean, at our essence, everyone's the same. But as far as our condition and what has been projected on us is somewhat different, but in actuality, it's all the same, even if it's different. I hate talking in this mic.
It's okay. I think you're going to find your level one day because sometimes you're too loud, sometimes you're gone completely.
No, the audience loves that.
Oh, man, their ears are blowing out right now.
Oh, they love it. But anyway, yeah, I'll wrap it up with a thought that wasn't wrapped up. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
The parasites.
The parasites.
Everybody being the same in their true essence.
Yeah, everybody true. Yeah, same all around as far as their essence or their essence. But what's been taught to them by family, friends, government, life, society, the matrix is somewhat different. But in the end, it's all the same doctrine, even if it's different doctrine, because it's.
Well, perception is everything, and I was brainwashed as a child into religion. Into religion, into society, complete brainwash. But my perception of everything, every bit of information that I received, I questioned. I questioned it until nature responded. When you have a question, allow nature to respond. Allow nature to give you the response, aka the answer. Because no human knows the real answer. No human. I don't know anything. I know one thing. I don't know what everybody else knows. I don't believe in what everybody else knows. I know my own truth, and my truth has come from nature. All right, I think we're going to wrap this up. Why don't you go ahead and plug ATC one last time? How do we get in touch with ATC? How do we join?
Thank you, Son of Anubis. Thank you again. ATC, consistent of Black God, Son of Anubis, Thousand Lotus Petals, RNA, IAR. To join, we're not taking any new members right now because we're team building and we're connecting like Voltron. Then we're going to put together this YouTube channel and this Tumblr consistent of art, 5D art, and all that good stuff, testimonials, knowledge dropping. But if you do want to email us, that would be fantastic. Around this chakra at Gmail, AROUNDTHECHAKRA, the @ sign, which is on the computer, and gmail.com.
All
Email
right.
us for any anything you want to email us about, questions, how to join, because we'll probably do some taking some new applicants at the end of the year. But right now, we're just putting the proverbial foot to the metal, pedal to the metal, and then we're going to move forward. And you'll be hearing a lot from us. And we would like to partner up with Conscious Matter as well, and we're going to do some things in the future that we've been talking about. So, but thank you, Son of Anubis, for this podcast. It's been amazing.
Black God, it's been a total pleasure. You are my one of my spirit brothers, cosmic brothers.
Yes.
I don't believe in physical family. What I do believe in is spiritual family, and everyone has an abundant load of spiritual family in this world. I want to give a couple of shout-outs to a couple of people on Twitter that have been following at Conscious Matter. At Matter Conscious. The website itself is consciousmatter.org. I hope you can spell, because I'm just not going to spell that many letters out. What I'm trying to find here is my brother, Phantom Menace. I want to put his Twitter up for everybody to know about. And can you take over with a freestyle flow for about 5 seconds?
5 seconds, I'm wrecking. Raekwon the Chef. Verbal Intercourse, song number 13 on that fucking album with him and Ghostface. I'm not even rhyming, I'm just saying words. I'm absurd. More action than verb. More action than Jackson. I don't give a damn. I'm packing. I ain't lacking a damn thing. I went to Grambling. Damn lie. I went to UGA. It's okay. Verbal AK spray. I'm back. Full circle. 360. Got a FX60. I just made up a thing. Ding-a-ling. I've been the king before LeBron and Don. Understand? T.I. as well. Ain't a joke. Rakim, Chappelle, either one. Just for fun, I'm bringing ton. On my balls. That's just not in the same realm.
If you ask me, you killed it. If you ask me, you killed it. And that's what you do. Black God, always killing it. All right, there's a couple of people I'm really proud to be tweeting with. Number one, Phantom Menace.
Love that guy.
You can catch him at Phantom with an F, Menace. So FANTUMMENACE at Phantom Menace. Now, this guy is special. He's a musician. He's a rapper. He's a guy that can punch you in the face and take your girl. But I think he's very talented. He's got a SoundCloud. But find him at Twitter at Phantom Menace with an F. F for fuck you. That's how we finish. We finish strong around here. And I got a buddy Joey who's been retweeting, showing love at _Joey, JOEY. Don't forget the underscore. Why? Because I said I'm son of Anubis. This is the Black God. What we do is we come with it. We come hard. Yes, I'm from Boston, but not from fucking Michigan. What I do is kick it. So may I kick it again?
Yeah.
I stumble. I fucking hiccup. What I do, it's a stick up.
Oh, put them up. Put your verbal. I don't know what I'm saying. I couldn't top it.
An hour and 8 minutes in. I hope you listen to the whole podcast. Son of Anubis. Why is my name Son of Anubis? Because I'm the son of Anubis, Hermes Trismegistus. Some people have past lives. I say they're liars. Me, nature told me who my parents were. So I have no mother. I'm the son of God. I was born from a black sun, nice. SUN, and basically, as much as you can learn to have fun with this life, is the more information and crucial cosmic knowledge you will gain. If you're not having fun, if you have your face stuck in a book for 24 hours so you can become a dentist, and I really wish you the best, and hope you don't mess up my teeth when I come visit.
Very well said. Thank you for having me once again, Son of Anubis. This is Black God signing off. And thank you, everybody, for listening.
Please catch us at Matter Conscious. There's a lot of tweets. I'd like to get some feedback on what you think. I tweet like a like a psychotic man.
You have the best tweets of all time. I think about joining, but then I'm intimidated by your tweets.
I one day hope to have a tweet conversation with you where we can share knowledge, because there's a lot of knowledge out there, and when you're tuned into the cosmic knowledge, you have access to everything. Anti-gravity, we're going to talk about that next week.
Yes. Ed, what's his last name again?
Ed Lead Skalnin.
Lead Skalnin.
Look him up.
Fantastic. Anti-gravity, free energy. Both, there's a correlation between the two.
All right. So we're going to sign out of here in 3, 2,